big things you have to worry about at media day, right?
Yep.
Well, Tecia, you got a little win streak going together, right? I mean, talk to me about like the feel. I mean, I got to imagine that changes the feel around the camp, in practice, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I came off a little skid, and now I'm back on the run-up, and I'm excited for this next fight. I think, I'm back in the talks, and even after this fight this weekend, I feel like it'll be more intact and ready to take someone on in the top 5.
Yeah, no doubt. You talk about the setbacks that you had. I mean, obviously you're like a lifelong martial artist, so I mean, I know you have the skills and you believe it, but was there any like second guessing or just like what's going on here? I'm not used to this.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't used to losing. It was, hard. It was hard on me mentally just to get in there every single fight and come back and fight another champion. Every single time it was like champion after champion. I'm the only one in my weight class who's fought all 5 of the champions. So I haven't had an easy route, but I'm still here, 7 years later in the UFC, making my way. I feel like I'm hitting my prime, and, this is just the beginning for me.
Do you feel like there was anything that you did that clicked or that you had to like actively change that's resulted in? I mean, like you said, it was a list of killers, so it's not exactly like you were, losing to bums out there. But have you changed something specifically that you can point to?
I'm big on my mental health. Almost 2 years ago now, I came out publicly saying that I've been struggling with my mental health, and I feel like that's really helped me in my own battle outside the octagon and inside the octagon, and just gaining more confidence. Honestly, I felt like at that point in time when I was losing, I gave my opponents all the credit, and I was like, they're amazing athletes, and I'd go in there like worrisome. But at the end of the day, they're human like me, and they're not going to do anything different than a girl has done in the past. And I am amazing. So, since then, I'm just more inclined to think valuable and highly about myself, and I feel like that's what's helping me be more confident in the octagon.
Nice. This matchup, were you excited to put it back together again, or did it kind of annoy you when the name came across the table again? What was your thought?
When I got this initial matchup, it was December of last year, and she got COVID. Then it was canceled, and I got the last-minute replacement, which I was thankful with, Sam Hughes. And then, that was the only name Mick was shooting at me, and I was like, come on, Mick, like, I'd really like to fight someone ranked above me. I've been in this game a long time, and I'm 31, I'm only getting older, and I want to make it to the top. And he wasn't giving me any other names, to be honest. I said I'd fight anybody. And I haven't fought since December. I said, you know what, I'll just fight, I'll take it, I'll get a great win, and then, I'll make sure that he has to give me somebody ranked higher than me.
And then she doesn't have the ranking that you'd like, but what do you think about her as an opponent? I mean, obviously she's come a long way since the first time you guys met.
Yeah, the first time we fought was 6 years ago. We were a lot younger, not as much, cage time, octagon time. A lot has changed, That fight, yes, I did win, but I don't think it has any effect on this weekend. Every fight possesses its own, I don't know, it's its own fight, We're 0-0 going in there. Anything can happen in a fight. I'm just excited. I know she's a tough fighter. She's more of a striker than anything, traditional Muay Thai. But honestly, I'm going to beat her everywhere the fight goes. Striking, ground, wrestling. I'm confident 100% in my abilities this weekend.
I know you said it's its own fight, but does it have any value mentally at all? Like going in there and you're like, come on, you know what happened last time.
Well, yeah, I did beat her last time, so it does give me a little upper hand on her. But like we said, we're different athletes from 6 years ago. I don't care what she's bringing in there. I know she's going to be tough. They're all tough. But I know I'm bringing 100% of me. This is going to be the best fighter in me. I'm the best version of myself in the best shape of my life. And I'm really, really excited to put on a show. My last fight, it ended in 1 round. That's awesome. But I honestly wanted to go back in there in the second round and do things that I'd been working on.
Nice. Last thing for me, I mean, are there specific matchups that you see? I mean, I know it said like top 5, but I mean, I guess you got to do Mick's job for him because he's just going to give you the same name. Are there any matchups that make sense, you think, with an impressive victory here?
No, not really. I really know that I need to win this fight, win another fight, and I think if I win another like top 5 fight, I'd be able to, get in that title contention spot. So I'm very aware that, I'm a few fights away from being a title contender, and I'm going to make that happen.
Hi, Tecia. Angela Hill referred to your first fight as the worst fight in UFC history, maybe because you lost. How did you feel about that fight? Since there were boos and from my memory, it was a pretty wrestling heavy fight. How did you feel about it?
What I remember about Angela and I's first fight is the altitude. I was coming from sea level. I'd never fought anywhere or trained anywhere above, 3 feet above the ground. So in that fight, yeah, it was a wrestling fight. I did what I had to do to win the fight, take her down and just honestly kind of lay on her. I was dying, so was she. Like, I was breathing heavy, but trust me, Angela was breathing 5 times heavier than me on the bottom, So, a fight's a fight. If it's boring, it's boring, but I won. My hand was raised, so I don't care anything else outside of that.
Well, just as a fighter, was that fight just kind of fighting in Mexico City? Was that just a miserable experience, though?
Fighting in Mexico City, the actual fight, yeah, that was miserable. If I fought again now, okay, I'll fight tomorrow. I live in Denver now and train out of Denver, so I'm more than ready for that. But outside of the octagon thing, no, I loved it. I'm Hispanic, I'm Latina, so it was awesome fighting in front of Mexican people.
I was referring just to the altitude.
Oh, okay,
Not
yeah,
Mexico
but yeah,
City
the
itself,
altitude, it
sorry.
was shitty.
And just a quick change, referring to something you said before about mental health. Do you have anything to say about if you kept up with it? Because I know you've been in training camp, but the Simone Biles situation in the Olympics, how she pulled out because of mental health issues. Do you have anything to say about any sympathy or criticism of that decision she made?
I don't have any criticism towards Simone Biles. I think she did what she needed to do. I've been struggling with my mental health for a very long time, and for somebody to have a platform such as hers and myself, and to be open and honest about it, I think that's amazing. For so long, I was embarrassed about dealing with my mental health, and I didn't want anybody to know. I felt like I was different, but honestly, the stigmatism behind mental health needs to be normalized, because we are normal, but we just struggle with a little bit, different things. And I feel like at any point of someone's lives, they can struggle with mental health. It may not be, to the extent of others, but we all, struggle with our own things.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, guys.